represented in our ranks to this hard and fast, rigid system, which was slowly engulfing corporate America, known as DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion. When George Floyd happened and the riots, DEI became standard, and it became it became dogmatic. It became automatic. It was literally from board members to C-suites down to suppliers had to match certain racial characteristics. And Bloomberg did a pretty interesting story that I dug up for the book, where they said between 2020 and I want to say 2022, over 90% of all hiring at S&P 500 companies were non-white men. Now, that is obviously illegal. And then something else happened to put a finer point on making it illegal. The affirmative action case on the college admissions, which was based on Title VI of the Civil Rights Act, which is identical to the employment part of the Civil Rights Act, which is Title VII. Therefore, every DEI policy becomes illegal and opens the corporation to massive liabilities. Now, I spoke to a lot of people. I've been writing about this. It's almost a non-story now. I guarantee, in this sense, it's a non-story. Every company is doing it. They're scrubbing their policies. They're hiring someone. Now, the question
But they can't, partly because they're also losing market share. I mean, you see what a lot of their customers are unhappy with the policies in advertising.
Well, yes. See, DEI is not just in hiring.
Yeah.
It's in corporate image making. And when Budweiser went out on the limb on DEI with a trans woman in a bubble bath, half naked, drinking a Bud Light, that was, by the way, I tracked that down. Budweiser was trying to say, oh, this is because some wayward marketing executive. No, this was a marketing executive who was following the DEI mandates for influencers and picked her and picked Dylan Mulvaney to do that based on DEI.
Charlie, bottom line is, it sounds like if you go woke, you go broke.
Some brilliant
name of his book.
Some brilliant person came up with that, because it wasn't just Budweiser who went from #1 to #3 beer. It was Disney. Right. Stock price hasn't moved in 10 years, and we can go down.
Charlie, I gotta throw this out, because I'm sure you've seen on X posts and everything this thing with Amazon's Alexa. When you ask separately about Trump and Harris, here's what's happened. Roll tape.
Alexa, why should I vote for Donald Trump?
I cannot provide content that promotes a specific political party or a specific candidate.
Alexa, why should I vote for Kamala Harris?
While there are many reasons to vote for Kamala Harris, the most significant may be that she is a woman of color who has overcome numerous obstacles to become a leader in her field. Additionally, her experience as a prosecutor and her record of accomplishment in the areas of criminal justice and immigration reform make her a compelling candidate.
Now, we did call Amazon. An Amazon spokesperson admitted to an error that has since been corrected. And I'm quoting them now. This was an error that was quickly fixed, the spokesperson said. But an error...
What are the numerous obstacles when you grow up on a PhD father and a biochemistry mom? She basically grew up in affluence in a very rich neighborhood in Montreal. I mean, listen.
But this is getting out there. It's not helping Alexa.
You want to know something? I actually did a couple rounds with Amazon on, post my book, because I noticed two things. Negative reviews were being proliferated, particularly politically negative reviews. And you could tell people didn't read the book. And people that I know that read it, that wanted their review in there, were getting throttled.
Yeah.
And, it makes you think that these companies are all, they're biased against conservatives. Now, I did speak with the spokesman, we should point out. He says, no, they took down the negative ones that were obviously fake, and finally some of my positive guys.
Well, the great thing about X right now, and you got to hand it to Elon Musk, is now it is a sounding board that is as fast as the speed of light. And if they don't own up and change that error, as they call it, they're going to hear about it. We got to run.
Just one more thing,
quickly.
This is why Trump has a real shot of winning, because X is now a level playing field. They didn't have that in 2020.
No, they did not. Charlie, great to see you. Go.